Indiana State head coach Greg Lansing. Coach, opening remarks and then questions. Yes.
Thank you. I just really disappointed and honestly a little discouraged. That'll change, but I really kind of feel worse than I've felt after any loss since I've been here. And the reason that is because I haven't done a very good job, and I got to do a better job with these guys. We have all these new guys. They're not trying to make mistakes, but we're making a lot of mistakes. Our veterans that we're leaning on aren't playing as well as they need to play. We aren't preparing as well as we need to prepare. So this has been a program about practices are harder than the game. You know, you're really competing, you're fighting each other, and they haven't been, and that's my fault. And we're going to change that. We're going to change that. Again, it's frustrating for our fans. I can't see anything good out of what came out of today. We were worse than we were in Las Vegas, and we got 5 open spots on the floor. We're going to get real competitive in practice, and it's a job interview every day, and hopefully they figure out just how hard it is. I don't know how many butt kickings you can take before you do something to change.
Questions?
What is the primary thing you want to change, first of all?
Honestly, a lot. You know, without watching the tape, I really felt sick at the end of the game sitting there. Felt sick for our fans. Felt sick for our guys. If I can't get them ready better than that, then I've got to do something different. But we're not playing well at either end. You know, we're not doing the thing. If you're sitting right there close to me, you can hear the things I say and repeat myself over and over, and we make the same mistakes over and over. We may start out good, we may compete hard. We got some guys playing hard. I'll come in to Devontae and Christian's always playing hard. TJ's trying to help us, but we're not playing together. We're not playing together. What you saw is a team that's been together and fighting for a cause there with a new head coach that's a unit, and we're not right now. We got to get there.
How disappointing is it that, like you said, the veterans are the ones you kind of hope are the safe harbor right now? And you can forgive a shot being missed or something like that, or maybe an effort play that doesn't work, but is it fair to say that some of the effort plays maybe you want to see out of some of the veterans aren't there right now?
Yeah, it's safe to say, and I'm not throwing any of them under the bus, but our best players have to be more productive. I think some of them are playing really hard and really trying and competing, but we're not listening, we're not playing together, we're not doing the things we're doing, and I can feel Christian's frustration. And Devontae, he was so mad at the end of the game, he was just going to put his head down and try to make something happen, and you got to harbor some of that is good. You know, you got to use that, and kids are trying, but none of them are playing well, and they will. They'll get better, but again, we have to be more of a unit and a team at both ends of the floor.
How do you, keep a game like this from, there was some encouragement after the Memphis game. In a game like this, obviously, there's nothing really to be encouraged by. How do you get that from seeping in, not only from the veterans, but, some of the younger guys start to get
and you and I talked about that, Todd, and I know we did see some good things, but then I look back at it, got beat by a team that I think we should be better than, and you watch what happened to them last night. That game was there for the taking, and I think we should have been a better basketball team to beat them. So it's a fine line with me. I don't, you try to stay positive, and you try to work in practice, do the right things. Maybe I should have been a lot rougher and harder on them to start the year, but we're not going to quit working. These guys are good guys. They're not trying to play bad. They're not trying to put out a game like that, because that's a stinker, and we're going to have to remember that. All that we can hope is maybe this one is the Wyoming of our first year, where you really learn something, and you got to look yourself in the mirror and say things have to change.
As far as lineups and all that, you said every day is a job interview.
Yeah.
How how solid are some of these spots in terms of being?
I think they're all open, but I know it'll happen in practice too. The most competitive guys will come to the forefront, and that's what we usually have. These guys are good guys. Tomorrow, they'll come in and work their tail off. They'll come in and they'll fight and they'll scratch and they'll claw and we'll probably play harder than what we did today. And that's on the head coach. You know, I got to do something to get them ready a little better, and we'll figure that out. But we'll make it competitive in practice. We'll split them up so the teams are even, and those guys that are more productive for the next 2 days will start. But again, with that, they're all going to play, and we need them all. So the guys that are playing the best will get the most minutes.
Coach Brenton Scott, freshman from Fort Wayne, talk about his growth as a player through the redshirt year and what you're seeing from him early on this season.
I'd say he's come a long way, but he has a long way to go. Brenton's greatest strengths are his biggest weaknesses. You know, you struggle with him. He's not a true point guard. He's a scoring guard. We'd like to have him be a point, him and Trey, so we can get Devontae off the ball so we don't put so much pressure on Devontae because he's always got to guard their best player. He's got to listen. It's like any of them. They have to listen and try to do what we're trying to do. You know, as a coaching staff, we think we know the best way for us to play and the best way to prepare them to play. And I'm not saying they're fighting us. We're just not doing it. And it boils down to how they're being coached. You look at the guys down the tunnel here; they're doing fine, you know, and doing what they're supposed to do. But from top to bottom, we all got to do better.
Grant and Smith taken completely out of the game, combined 4 points. What was Butler doing to kind of cause them problems?
Well, they're a good defensive team, and you're not going to get something off one pass. You know, the ball, and this is something we've said after every game. The ball's got to move, and then you got to make your plays. You got to work without the ball. You look at a Dunham, how hard he works without the ball, and you usually don't see Roosevelt Jones just go on his own. It's usually after some movement on offense, and we're going to get there. Our offense will get a lot better, but it's going in a game like this. You know, I know how tough they are. Butler is, and how competitive they are. They exposed us bad. We're not tough enough yet. We're not competitive enough yet, and it can't be with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 guys. It's got to be top to bottom. And Christian and Justin are going to play better. They can't play any worse. You know, we're counting on them, and they're going to play better.
Cameron Woods, they're defending the baseline inbounds. Have you seen a guy that effective at that?
Yeah, but that's part of it too, Voss. You go and we don't get where we're supposed to get, and the guy taking it out that's supposed to take it out. You know, that's special teams, we always say. But I'm not very good with out of bounds plays. I'm not good with out of bounds defense. I try to let the staff do it, so I gotta focus on that a little bit. We've seen that too. A couple other teams have done it, but he's got great length. And if you just stare at one spot and held the ball over your head, it's real easy for a guy with long arms to do it. But that's my fault. Trey shouldn't have been taking it out, and we should have done something different.
Coach, the rest of the schedule for you in December, it's still good competition, but you have to think, looking at some of the teams you're getting ready to play in the next couple of weeks, it's favorable to you guys if you can come in and compete the way that you know you're capable of. Does this, as a whole, does the month of December seem like a month where you guys can need some momentum?
Well, you know, all we can worry about is Ball State. All we can worry about is tomorrow in practice, but it's deflating to put out something like that. And again, that's taking nothing away from Butler. They're probably the best team to play because they're the well put together and they're tough. Illinois is really good, but they're not. They don't have the makeup and the heart, I don't think, of those guys. I'm not thinking anything about but us getting better. Really, we got a month here to get better before the Missouri Valley starts, and for us to be the type of team that we need to be. It starts in practice. We've always been that way, and it's going to have to start.